Good afternoon to you all, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us here at Sussex County Croquet Club on the south coast of England. The opening ceremony of the World Croquet Federation Golf Croquet Women's World Championship is about to begin. We hope you enjoy the occasion.
10 minutes ago, yeah.
You'd like just to stand right there, wouldn't you? It would be the bake-off.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to Southwick and welcome to the World Championship. I'm going to introduce you immediately to Tim King. Tim King is the tournament director for this tournament, and Tim is going to talk the players through in front of you. Tim.
Thank you, Jonathan. Right, so the good news is we're starting today with a focus on the players, and these ladies are going to be the centre of attention for all of us for the coming 8 days of competition. And we thank you all for coming here today to welcome them. We've already had our dearly beloved friends from the other side of the world, from Australia, leading things to start with, and Jamie holding the flag. She is our 8th seed for the tournament, so and one of the younger Australians, so we're very much looking forward to seeing her and all of her colleagues playing well. We then have the Egyptian team, 13 players in total, and as always in golf croquet, the Egyptian team are strong, and they have 5 of the top 8 seeds. They have the reigning world champion, Soha, who is also our top seed this time. So they will be strong, and you will see some very impressive play from them in the coming days. We then have the host country, England. So the English team is now 11 players. We had 2 ladies were successful in the qualification event that has just finished. And I know all of you are really enjoying the wonderful weather we've arranged for you today, but these ladies who were playing in the qualification event had the challenge of some really very disgusting weather in the last few days. So they have bravely fought through that. So congratulations to Lynn Piercy and Liz Drury, who joined the other 9 English players. And it's also worth mentioning that we have the 5th seed, Rachel G, one of the former champions of this Women's World Championship, currently European champion against the men as well, so very, very strong player. We also have Debbie Lyons, who you've already had mentioned to you as being the Secretary General of the World Croquet Federation. She is the current Women's AC World Champion, so she will be very strong as well. We then have Helena, Finland. Now, I have seen Helena at numerous World Championships before. She really is a lady who knows how to represent her country strongly. But what we have now discovered is that she's got an even more important secret, and that is she is the coach of a very important lady who will be talking to you later. So look forward to hearing more about Dame Mary and her experience of having Helena as a coach. Moving on then, we have from Germany, we have we have Anne Lehmann with us. Thank you, Anne, for coming all the way from Germany. We then have Ireland, and we have two French from Ireland, again, Jane Morrison, who's been playing for many, many years, and then Karen Davidson-Perrins as well. And Latvia next. Sylvia, welcome. I think we might have brought some extra company with you, maybe. I can't remember whether Jonathan gave me my full title earlier, but if he did say Dr. Tim, please don't come to me. I'm a mechanical engineer, not a medical doctor. But hopefully you will feel welcome and your special gift as well. When we have, I think possibly for the first time, Mexico appearing in the World Championship. Welcome, Vanessa. And then we have, again, another team that will be strong, New Zealand. And welcome to a team of 5 players, although at the moment we don't yet have Jenny Clark with us, and she will definitely be a player to look out for. She is the 4th seed, and she has appeared in 8 different World Championships for women, both the GC and the AC, and she's always been in the top 4, including winning the AC Women's World Championship. So Jenny, when she comes, will be another strong player. Right, what comes after N for New Zealand is P for Portugal. Welcome to Margot, and thank you for coming from Portugal. Scottish team, 2 ladies representing us from Scotland. Welcome to Cathy Brown and to Kim Ballant. And then we have South Africa. South Africa with 3 contestants, including Judith Honeycomb, who is another one of our former champions who's joined us for this time. And then we have the Spanish team, which again is one of the other teams that has had an extra player come through the qualification event. So in addition to the 4 ladies that you have listed in front of you, we also have Paz Gonzalez de Avilia, who will be another strong player joining us. So we're almost there. We're well into the S's because we next have Sweden, and from Sweden we have Christina. So welcome, Christina. And then Switzerland, we have Simone Huber with us. Welcome, Simone. And then last but definitely not least, we have the United States of America. Welcome, USA. And there we have an extra person waving hand there because the 4th of the 4 qualifiers that have joined us is Bev from the USA. So congratulations, Bev Pardo, for qualifying from the event in Eastport. And that, I believe, is the end of talking through the countries. And now I think, where's Richard? Richard's hiding. Richard knows what to do next. So Richard is going to guide us, and we are going to place all the flags at the end of the court here. They will stand flying for the rest of the tournament. And first of all, they'll be taking down the WCF flag. So I think it's worth noting this is the 7th Women's GC World Championship. The first one was held in 2005. We have Abir Mustafa from Egypt has competed in all 7 of those events. In 2005 we had 50 players, so we're now slightly more than that with 56 this time. And the number of countries I think that competed in 2005 was 9. And hopefully, I'm not going to discount the number of flags, but I believe we've got 16 of them this time. So I think this shows the overall strength and breadth of interest in croquet. We know that many of our European colleagues are finding golf croquet an easy way to begin to understand about croquet and to introduce the sport. And what has happened, for instance, in Spain is just absolutely fantastic. They have such a lively tournament scene now, compared to even sort of about 8 years ago. They have just grown so much. The other thing I think you've also seen is me mentioning the range of champions that we have here. Many of these ladies are national champions in their own countries, and of course I also made reference to the Association Croquet, the AC, as opposed to the GC that we have here. And for those of you that follow the sport, we've just finished the 2023. And many of you will know that there we had a final between Rob Fulford and Matthew Essington, who both competed on this court almost exactly a year ago for the final of the golf program. Strong link between play both. So do not be surprised if Debbie and Gabrielle and Jenny Clark all do very well here, even though they have been playing association croquet for many, many years before playing GC. Another function that we need from all of our volunteers. And of course, many of you are sitting around the court at the moment because you'll be looking after these ladies with your patronage. So thank you very much in advance for everything you're going to do this week. And of course, joining Debbie with the WCF flag, we had some representatives officials. So wearing the orange flag and, sorry, I don't think he's wearing a flag, I think he's wearing a cap. But carrying the Croquet Association flag is Mike Town, who is our tournament manager. So thank you, Mike, for everything you're going to do. And he's going to have to try and hold the flag right, because Chris, our photographer, gets very fussy about these things. But that's the way you take a good photograph. But Mike is a very experienced tournament manager. He will be dedicated for the whole of the week. He will be spending long hours shuffling all the numbers, and eventually what we're looking forward to is a week tomorrow is having a final back on this court, and it will be no doubt down to his efforts that we've come up with the right two ladies competing that final, and I do welcome you all to be back then, as well as watching the intervening play before then. Individuals standing still in the middle of the court with the yellow hats are very important, and if any of them tell you to do something this week, you should listen carefully. And somebody thinks they're green. There we are. I'm conforming to the male stereotype of not knowing how to describe colours. I do apologise. But they are the referees, representatives of the referees for this tournament. So again, thank you all for giving up your time and doing your jobs. And with that, I'm handing back to Jonathan.
Thank you very much, Tim. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Patricia Duke Cox. Patricia is the first lady president of the Croquet Association. We've worked together for many, many years, and I was absolutely thrilled when she was elected as our first president. So, without further ado, Patricia.
Bear with me. My name is Patricia, and you may be aware in the news that we have had a storm, Patricia. I hasten to say that has nothing to do with me. And I hope that we don't have a storm during this week, and that you all have a fantastic time. It does give me great pleasure, as President of the Croquet Association and the first lady president, to be here to welcome competitors from around the world to the Sussex County Croquet Club, who are hosting this 7th World Croquet Federation Women's World Golf Croquet Championship and playing for the Clark Trophy. We are proud to be able to support the WCF in this way. The Croquet Association has, as many of you will know, set up a charitable incorporated organisation that will take over the functions of the Croquet Association now. And from early next year, I think that I am going to be the president-elect of Croquet England, bringing out the Croquet England in 2024. You may already be aware of it. With the 16 countries that are represented at this event, it shows an advancement in the numbers of the 10 countries that entered the inaugural World Championship in Cairo in 2025. This was something that I entered, along with a dozen others from England, when invited to do so after an event that was held at Ripon Spa in Yorkshire, which was attended by Amir Ramses, who would visit Ripon regularly with top-class Egyptian players of that time. Looking through my own collection of croquet memorabilia, I see that 2 ladies from Egypt and 1 from New Zealand played in that inaugural event as well, as commented by Tim, and will be competing here this week. One of those is the defending champion who entered as a junior in 2005. Now, all competitors at that event received a large medal, even if playing in the plate, which is where I ended up. How many of you have got one of these? If you want to look at the gong, you can come and see me later. Croquet is a sport that is advertised as one that can be competed on equal terms by players of either gender, and also embraces those of the LGBTQ+ group. That this event is for women takes nothing away from the concept that may be, for some entrants, their first international competitive event. It was for me, and it spurred me to enter events in other countries like Austria, Germany, and Greece. I am impressed that Sussex County Croquet Club has considered providing space or accommodation for personal, cultural, and religious purposes. This club has hosted many international events over a couple of decades now, and has been able to fine-tune the experience learned by their players with their own team of welcoming volunteers from the club and beyond. I have also been delighted to meet our celebrity, Mary Berry, who has been an inspiration cook and whose first book, the Hamlin All-Colour Cookbook, I own, and it has been my Bible over many years and always given perfect results. Thank you, Mary. I will now try to welcome the competitors in their native language. Please bear with me again. Allen var salan, Tolua, Willkommen, Lipli Lutsam, Bienvenida, Benvindo, Denada Shinada, and of course in English, which you all understand anyway, welcome. I would now like to hand over to the club's compere for this ceremony, Jonathan Isaacs, who is president of this club. He's also a vice president of the Croquet Association. And he is someone I have enjoyed working with during our years together, both on council to the Croquet Association, and I do thank him very sincerely for inviting me here today. Have a good week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Patricia. Now, our next speaker is a woman of many parts. She's the current Women's World Association Croquet Champion, an exceptionally talented golf croquet player, which she's going to prove to us over the next 2 weeks, aren't you, Debbie? And in addition, she finds time to carry out the demanding role of Secretary General of the World Croquet Federation. Debbie.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the 7th Golf Croquet Women's World Championship. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good start. So I'd like to talk just quickly about the WCF as an organisation. It was formed in 1989 when only association croquet was played. And since then, of course, we've expanded to include golf croquet, and we now actually run more GC events than we do AC events. There are a very wide variety of championships, from age restricted, so over 50s, which after this one coming up this year will actually be an over 60s, under 21s, and of course we've got the women's events as well. We have 2 team events, the McRobertson Shield for AC and the Openshaw Shield for GC, and so it's a very busy calendar. However, it's not just about holding world championships. As the world governing body for croquet, we manage the ranking system, we look after the AC laws and the GC rules, and we make sure that all the policies and procedures and regulations are up to date. So all the stuff that goes on around you, the refereeing regulations, for instance, which our colleagues in the green hats know all about, that's all part of what the WCF does for croquet. Okay, enough of the boring stuff. So, okay, well, a little bit more of the boring stuff. Ian Burridge, who's our president, he's very apologetic he couldn't be here today. He will be here for the closing ceremony. But as many of you know, he plans to retire at the end of this year. So I'm unashamedly canvassing for volunteers. We need a president, so if any of you fancy it, get in touch with your member organisations and volunteer. You can help run the WCF. I'd like to thank Croquet England for hosting this event, and I probably should still be saying Croquet Association. I'm getting with the modern times, Croquet England. It's been a really busy couple of years for them since COVID started us, allowing us to play, and the WCF are really appreciative of all the events that the Croquet Association have put on over the last couple of years. The Sussex County Croquet Club Croquet needs its volunteers, so I'd like to thank, and a special thank you to Jonathan Isaacs, wherever he is. Thank you, Jonathan, he's chair of the organising committee, but also thank you to all the other members of that committee, the tournament officials and all the other many volunteers. Also Mike Town, wherever he is. Yeah, he's going to have a very busy week burning the midnight oil as he makes sure that everything runs smoothly, so thank you, Mike. The ground staff, I'd like to give a special thanks. I don't think he's here today, but Ben Harwood, who's the head greenkeeper. Really lovely to see these lawns looking so good. And also Steve Chapman, who I understand is Ben's right-hand man, and he's here somewhere. Thank you all the team that look after the lawns. I would also like to thank the sponsors. So we have PSI Irrigation, the Spanish Croquet Association, PFC Mallets, and Complete Turf Care. So thank you to all the sponsors. Okay, now I hope you've all got your smiles ready and your makeup, and you're going to look pretty because we've got live streaming here all week. That was a bit sexist, I know, but sorry. Yeah, thank you to everyone, the camera crews, the commentary team, and a special thank you to Alison Moore, where she's hiding. Alison has given up a whole week to be here to manage the live streaming, and we really do appreciate it. Thank you, Alison. So it's now been over 4 years since Sewa took the title at Hawke's Bay in New Zealand, and I'm really pleased to see that she's here defending. It's a very strong field this year, and we've got lots of other previous winners, finalists, semi-finalists, and lots of new faces. So I'm going to close out by wishing everybody good luck.
Thank you very much, Debbie. Now, it's a great honour and a privilege to introduce our guest of honour, Dame Mary Berry. Mary Berry is described in Wikipedia as an English food writer, a chef, a baker, and television presenter. She's also known as Mary, Queen of Cakes. During her illustrious career, she's published more than 75 cookbooks, including her first book, the Hamlin All-Colour Cookbook, which has been the culinary Bible in many a household, including our own. She's hosted several television series and was a judge in the Great Bake Off until 2016. This week I've discovered, much to my amazement, that I think every single country here knows you. Fantastic. Now, in addition to her culinary expertise, she's president of the National Garden Scheme, but above all, she's a croquet player. Mary Berry.
I'm getting there. It is such an honour to be here. You are all right at the top of your game, and maybe I'm at the top of my game in the cookery world, but certainly not in the croquet. Just over 3 years ago, we moved to Henley-on-Thames, and we joined Phyllis Court, a lovely club on the River Thames, and at Phyllis Court there was the bonus of 4 croquet courts. My husband and I were given such a great welcome by all the croquet members, and I had 6 lessons generously taught by senior qualified members of the Croquet Club. We fell on our feet and were taught by Helena Fenson, who's playing here today. You saw her carrying her flag proudly. Well, we've got the new mallets. The wooden mallets that were in the green box in the garage were not quite good enough, we were told. We have the whites, but the only thing that's not up to standard is my croquet. However, we love it. My husband is glued to croquet books, the croquet magazine, and he wants it to be an Olympic sport. Finished my new BBC television cookery series for the autumn, and my very best day of filming was outside on the River Thames in a garden with Mel, my great friend when I was judging the Great British Bake Off. The production company got the wind that I was keen on learning croquet. They produced a croquet kit, rather small, and possibly from Amazon, and Mel and I were filmed playing the game, laughing, enjoying it. Be sure to watch, it's hilarious, it'll be in the autumn. So congratulations to you all here at the Croquet Women's World Championship. I'm absolutely absolutely sure I will never be joining you, but I'll be right behind you. You must be so proud of your achievements. Thank you for inviting me, and very, very good luck next week. And let's pray for something.
Thank you so much, Mary Berry. Now, our club has got a bit of a reputation over many years for its catering, and especially for its cakes. I think we're setting ourselves up here, folks, but they're all prepared by our volunteers, and today our young 89-year-old master baker, Peter Goldsmith, has prepared a special cake which we're going to bring forward onto the lawn and ask you to cut it to open formally the championship. Can we get the cake forward, please?
So lucky with the weather. Yeah, the wind's going up on all sorts. But yesterday, I'm glad it's a good turnout.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. That means that the championship now is formally open, but we have a couple of other little things that we would like to do. You've met probably our oldest member, who's just baked the cake. I'd now like to introduce you to our youngest member, Imogen Perry. And Imogen is going to be accompanied by her coach. Come forward, Imogen. Now don't go away, because we have one more surprise. We thought it would be appropriate that we have a very young member with her coach, and we would like Mary Berry's coach, Helena, to come forward. Come on, Helena. Helena has been very, very helpful, to put it mildly, in organising today. She asked Mary Berry to come along, and Mary very kindly agreed. And somewhere we have a little present for Helena. Somewhere. But meanwhile, can we have a photograph of the two coaches and the two players? Now, it's not. It's not a reference to Helena's like of the odd tipple, but we would like you to have the odd tipple. Thank you so much. Well, thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the formal part of the presentation. Tea will be served for those that want it in the canteen, and the bar is also open for those that would like a drink. So thank you so much for coming, and to all of you, good luck, and above all, have a lovely week, meet new friends, and let's have a really friendly championship. Thank you.
Whether you want to be or not, yeah. You can go now. Clear off. I know. We heard.
Isn't that lovely? I can't believe it.
Have you told the boss yet?
Yeah, I have.
Have you? What an opportunity.
Sit on my backside, just broke it. Guess where the rest is going to come. No, it's not.